Hi, Dave Wright here with another episode of True Tales from the Golden Burro, right here in Leadville, Colorado. As you know, this is President's Week coming up here this weekend, and what you may not know is that there were 5 and possibly 6 presidents that actually visited Leadville over its history. I'll give you the names of them, but I'm going to have a question mark at one of them. We had Grant, Harrison, Truman, Ford, Teddy Roosevelt. The 6th one is Grover Cleveland, and some historians have told us that Grover Cleveland did visit here, but if he did, he probably never got out of his car because he's the one that signed the repeal for the Sherman-Silver Act, which caused silver prices to plummet in Leadville, which put a lot of people out of business. This week also, we're going to discuss a Leadville KUMBAYA moment. And what this is we've decided, apparently here in local government, that we're going to pop $15K into a program called Winter Mission. Now this is for those of us here in Leadville who stand by the door drooling with that deer in the headlight look, wondering what are we going to do this winter? Well, we now have this program that the city of Leadville is going to adopt, and it's this Winter Mission program. And the purpose of this is to combat social isolation and increase levels of physical activity in the winter months, no matter age, ability, socioeconomic status, or ethno-cultural background. And Leadville is a part of this program because of its strong culture of collaboration and readiness to pursue strategic improvements that support a happier community in our long snowy season. So let's all take a moment and hum Kumbaya. We don't have anything better to do. Episode 2, we discussed our heritage tourist industry, which has really gone totally away. But we have time for this kind of Kumbaya moment. Also like to mention to you that another one of these little programs that Leadville was involved in was our Main Street program. And if you recall, again, going back to episode 2 of True Tales, we had experts tell us that our downtown was our biggest asset. These gorgeous Victorian buildings that told amazing stories of the heritage and history of Leadville, Colorado. So what did our Main Street project do for us? Let's stop a brief moment and hum Kumbaya. Anyway, here's what the Leadville's Main Street project did. They embraced a program to put murals over these beautiful historic buildings that we have in downtown Leadville, because as the Main Street project tells us, it takes a village to build a downtown. What? Last little quick message, if you want to call it that. We'll maybe call it a sad commentary. I think our teachers will appreciate this, as well as probably every restaurant owner across the country. In this day and age, parenting is now defined as bring the kids to the school and dump them off and let the teachers be the babysitters and parents. Or let's go into a local restaurant and let's not watch what our kids are doing. And if they want to run around and jump up and down on the seats and throw jelly and smear it all over the tables, that's okay too, because we're not the parents. It's the restaurant owners and the restaurant staff that has to watch our kids. And like at the Golden Burro, where we like to provide children that come in with some entertainment to kind of keep them from smearing jelly all over the seats, we provide them with fresh, brand new crayons. And these crayons are provided to parents that can sit there and watch their little children break all of them in half. You'll appreciate these before and after pictures. Now that we've discussed some of the local issues and my personal opinions about some of the local issues, I wanted to make one last comment. In this great country of ours, one of the greatest freedoms we have is freedom of speech. And for those of you who are unhappy with the way things are going, either in this country or in our own communities, I wanted to point out to you I have this picture hanging on the wall in my office. And it might be something you want to give some consideration to before you just sit back and let someone else worry about it.
Further north in the Hope Mining District, an area west-northwest of current-day Granite, and well above timberline, a different kind of story was unfolding. The area in and around Lost Canyon carries many tales, among them the story of Columbia City. Lost Canyon was so named, according to local legend, by several miners who got lost there while trying to get home after a Saturday night visit to the nearby saloons. It's said these miners stumbled upon creek banks where gold nuggets the size of eggs were lying. On July 15, 1893, Walter S. Cameron, working the same general area, hadn't found gold nuggets the size of eggs, but he'd found enough color to file the first of 4 claims, which would later become a thriving mining camp. During the summer of 1893, he mucked an opening into the side of the steep embankment where the tunnel ruins now appear. Mucking is the term used for opening a prospecting hole, most often done with an explosive. The broken remains of rock and ore are then called the muck. Cameron discovered a rich vein of gold and named the lode Josephine. Just 2 short weeks later, on August 1st, 1893, he struck another lode. This one he named the A to Z. Specific ore records are scarce on this claim, but it's believed the name was his indication of finding gold, silver, carbonate, lead, and many other ores. For the next 7 years, Cameron and his growing force of miners worked these 2 claims. They built a log house, an assay office, a tool house, and a mill site, which Cameron fondly named Columbia. An impressive and admirable feat, considering all timber used for these structures and for the mine tunnel had to be transported uphill, and at very steep grades to boot. As the camp grew, it didn't necessarily grow safer for careless miners, and especially for children. On September 2nd, 1898, the local paper reported, "Late last Friday evening, several of the boys got some fuse and caps from the Cameron Tunnel shop." A boyish prank with near-fatal results. One young man lost most of one hand. Being badly burned, he would live to tell of his adventure, but at a painful price. All of this taking place before his 13th birthday. Truly, the camp was an active and exciting place, but like most mining camps, not always the safest of places. By October 1901, the tunneling had drifted in various directions, sometimes for several hundred feet, even thousands. when suddenly Cameron realized he'd hit pay dirt again. This one he named the KUMBAYA, undoubtedly in continuance of the now substantial mining camp his claims had spawned. As luck would have it, the three claims were best serviced through the original tunnel from the Josephine, but by August 1903, it was discovered the mill site also contained ore, so Cameron staked his fourth mining claim at the site of the mill itself. Cameron wasn't alone working that windy tundra. Numerous claims were being staked very near to his, several of them being funded by the Lost Canyon Deep Tunnel Gold Mining Company. Their discoveries would be named Tunnel View, Accidental, Gwendolyn, Tryon, O.A. Brown, Thomas B. Gardner, Fool, Lakefront, and Granite Bar. Then, too, on the southerly side of Cameron's claims, several more discoveries, called the Columbine lodes, were staked and filed. Reports of jumped claims abounded, often with deadly consequences. In the earlier and more wild days, sometimes the punishment for shooting someone was nothing more than a $10 fine. Remington or Smith & Wesson settled many disputes over land and mining rights. Cameron realized he'd need to finally make his claims official and requested an official survey. By October 1903, the web of underground tunnels and drifts was so extensive and the value of the claims so high it would take 2 full days for the surveyor and his assistant to write the voluminous descriptions. But soon afterward, Cameron was granted a patent for all 4 claims, a full 11 years after his initial discovery. Available records do not state exactly why or when the mine shut down, though it appears to have happened between 1910 and 1913. The records of the mill site possibly accompanied Cameron to his next destination, wherever that may have been. Like many mining camps of the time, at least one intriguing mystery was also left behind at Columbia City. A search of grave and death records of the area do not give a definitive answer as to the occupant of the grave, located right next to Cameron's cabin. Only the chilly tundra winds remain to taunt us with the secret that only they are left knowing the answer to.
By the way, we appreciate all your comments. The list of people watching this is growing. Feel free to drop us a note. In the meantime, check in with us a week from now and we'll have another brand new True Tales from the Golden Burro.